Hey guys, welcome back to the British Boutique Guitar Festival. I'm here with John from Munson Guitars, and we're going to be looking at a few really cool guitars in their range today. So, where should we start? Obviously, what's this thing I'm holding?
So this is the Munson Marauder,
Okay.
One of the two models we brought along today. So it's our offset offering. All of our guitars are custom made, so made to order for, and customers can spec them how they want. So what we've done is try to give you a bit of a range of what we do. So this one, two pickups, push-pull for each of the humbuckers, and a three-way switch.
Cool. This is very lightweight as well.
Yeah, so that's made out of redwood pine.
Okay.
A lot of the other guitars we brought are English ash.
Right.
But being an offset, it's generally a bit bigger, and some of our customers like a lighter weight guitar.
Right. Yeah, because that's surprisingly lightweight, actually, considering the body size, as you said. You'd sort of imagine that this would weigh quite a bit more, but actually it's very comfortable. You could probably do a 2-3 hour gig standing up, and that wouldn't do the back any damage. So what? Obviously, you said two humbuckers in this one. Are they branded pickups, or are they your own design?
So those are bare knuckle pickups from the boot camp range, the True Grit.
Okay, cool. So curl tap on each one. Cool. So let's have a listen to this one then. So this is going through the RD amplification dualist. It's currently on the clean channel. So we'll start with some clean tones. I'm in humbucker mode. Great balance and pickups, aren't they, the bare knuckle ones?
Absolutely.
They do a really good job of just covering a huge range of tones, especially when you kick the gain on. That's where they really sort of come to life. Cool, that sounds great. So what else have we got then?
So we've got two other of the Marauders. So very similar, that one, but with the English ash. And this one's got a 6-way switch.
Okay.
So it's a bit different. You can, instead of having the push-pull, you can switch just, with 6 ways on that switch. Then we've got a P90 version here as well. Again, with English ash. And this is our bare naked finish.
Right.
So pretty much all of the guitars, we like to see the grain. That's kind of the main thing we like to see. You've got a nice piece of wood. So we tend to do like a dark grain fill and then select different colors. So this one actually was a customer guitar where it was going to be blue. And as part of our custom shop process, we take the customer through each step, and we're going to have video calls and get them really involved. Got halfway through sanding this off, and the customer said, "Stop! I love the color." So we left it like this, and now we stock that as a bare naked color in our range. And then we've also got the Tempest. So again, two pickups, push pull here, for coil tapping, and this is a special edition one. So that's got the Hawker Tempest medallion in the back.
All right.
But yeah, that's kind of our current range. With the custom shop, what we look to do is you want to kind of have it your way. So if you want to change the pickups, you want to change the configuration, you want to change where the switches are. So you'll see the switching is different on this one with the switches at the front. These ones have got them kind of closer to the back. You can kind of change within those variations. We also have different types of woods. We do a rich light version fretboard.
Right,
So sort of similar to rosewood in the darker colours, but it's a hard material. And then we also do a bamboo fretboard as well.
Okay. I've seen bamboo fretboards cropping up a lot recently.
Yeah.
That seems to be
it's ultra hard.
I don't want to say a trend, but it seems to be like the new thing that people have discovered is really good for fretboards.
Yeah, exactly. It's ultra hard, so it gives you a lot of stability, and it's a bit of a different look. So sustainability is one of the things we look for, but also sourcing stuff as locally as we can. Okay.
I think that's a big thing, isn't it, in the guitar world at the moment, is how sustainable can you make the build process? Because obviously, you know, there's so much sort of deforestation going on. I think it's a good thing now that a lot of companies are looking at this and thinking, right, well, what can we do to
absolutely. And it doesn't have to necessarily
problem.
It doesn't have to be a compromise as such. So like this piece, for example, is from a local sawmill down the road from our workshop. So using local businesses and their local woods that we can. Just really helps us with that.
You said that it doesn't have to be a compromise. I wonder sometimes if the compromise is like a perceived thing, because we've been told for years these type of guitars are made from this wood. So you associate the sound with the wood, and then when a company comes out and says, well, actually, we're making that guitar with this type of wood now, people's perceptions change.
Yeah.
So I think the compromise kind of comes from people expecting a certain thing. But if you can give someone something that will say, well, I'll make this style guitar out of a different type of wood than what you're used to, but it'll still sound the way you want it to, then it's not a compromise.
Exactly.
It's just different.
I mean, we're kind of inspired by tradition. We don't want to do things like too modern and make things necessarily out of, all metal or something like that. But yeah, we kind of have to try out different materials and see what works. And different people have different preferences. That's why we've got a pine version. Some people would associate pine as being like a cheaper wood. It's not really. It just gives you something different. Some people like, this is a particularly dense piece of ash. It's a very heavy guitar compared to the rest. Some people just like the weight and think that means it's quality. So it really depends. And they just give you a different feel, a different amount of sustain, all these different types of, variables that change within an instrument.
Yeah. Let's try the heavier one then and see how that feels. Oh, yeah, that is noticeably heavier, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what did you say this one's made out of? Ash?
English ash.
English ash. And what are the P90s in this one?
So they're bare knuckle, blue note.
Okay. They're really balanced as well, like really full low end, but they've still got all that sparkle at the top. P90s, I think, are always fantastic with a bit of drive, though. They're very responsive as well. They do like roll back really nicely, but they still retain the full frequency spectrum.
Yeah, huge dynamic range. And one of the things we like to do with all our instruments by a standard is give them a lot of tonal variation.
Yeah.
So obviously you can change pickups in and out, but having multiple switching options. So where we can, we'll have the opportunity to coil split or change different variations of that. But generally, where we've kind of started with some of these instruments is making them a player's guitar. And I know that term is used quite a lot, but you want to be able to play that on stage. You want to be able to have the dynamics. You want to be able to trust that there's not going to be any issues. So it's all quality components we've got in there. We've got CTS pots, Switchcraft switches. So you can, really hammer them and they'll take it.
It's the reliable stuff, isn't it? That is like tried and tested. You can take it out on gig and it's not going to break after three songs.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I think that's important, especially going down the custom guitar road. Sure. You're going to get a custom guitar because you want it to be a guitar for life. So especially if you're a gigging or working musician, you need that guitar to hold up. And obviously versatility equals more use.
Exactly.
There's nothing worse than needing to take like 10 guitars to a gig because you need 10 different sounds. Whereas if you can have one guitar that can give you those 10 different things, then you can't really complain.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that is a very important aspect. But yeah, I like this. I like they do have a slightly played in feel as well, which I think that's a really, for me, when I'm buying a guitar or trying guitars out, I like that sort of slightly played in feel because I hate buying a guitar and it feels like a brand new guitar.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what we've tried to do is we're not a big fan of relicking. I mean, I kind of feel it's a very opinionated thing, right? But I feel like you should go and play it rather than I just hit it with some tools. But we try to make kind of the neck feel like you've got some rolled edges. The fret ends are kind of tucked right in, so it's nothing sharp, nothing to catch. Like all those things that you would kind of associate with a more affordable guitar that has a few defects in the factory. It's custom, so we've obviously spent a lot more time, and that's kind of the whole idea with our custom shop is rather than you can send away and someone comes back in like months and months at a time. We have one or two people just sat working on your instrument all the way through,
right?
And it goes through a lot of QA before we get it to you.
Okay. What's your usual sort of turnaround time then if someone was to order a build?
It depends really on the customer. Right. We can turn something around in 12 to 16 weeks generally.
Okay, so that's pretty quick.
And that's not just, we want you to build this, off we go and build it. We're really selling the customer guitar experience. So it's not just, here's some money, we'll give you a guitar. We take the customer all through steps of the process. So from working with them on a 3D model to design out their guitar, where they want the controls, how they want the headstock lined up, all those kind of things. And then wood selection, all those kind of things happen step by step. So the customer's really invested in that process. And by the time they get their guitar, we know we've gone through all these different tweaks and they're always happy. That's cool. And even then, I mean, it's a lot of the time it can be an impersonal experience. If you've used more mainstream custom shops, you'll get the guitar sent to you and you're like, okay, well, I chose this 18 months ago. And now I'm not sure if I still like this. What we do is we're turning it around quicker, but making sure that the time that we're spending with the human interaction is optimized. So a lot of our processes mean that we can kind of spend that time and that part of our business is scalable. Equally, if the customer gets the guitar and there's a couple of tweaks they want, they can send it back and we'll just do a few tweaks. It might be, I want to change the action slightly. I want to have a linear pot instead of a logarithmic pot because we like the idea, but then in practice it didn't work. We change these things out. So
that's sort of the custom experience there, though, isn't it? Because each customer is so involved in the process that they really are getting a custom guitar. Absolutely. They're not just ordering a guitar; they're essentially not building the guitar with you, but they're part of the build process.
Exactly,
and that is the custom guitar experience. It's like, this is my guitar. I'm having a say in every aspect of it with the company.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got customers kind of, if there's a spectrum, one side is a customer who knows exactly what they want. Like, I want this output pickup, I want this wood, I want this type of grain. And the other customer is like, I kind of think I want this, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
And that's really great because we've got, because it's basically my dad and I that build these things. My dad's got a lot of experience in woodworking and the craftsmanship around that. My experience is more in working as a guitar player and working as a guitar tech.
Okay.
So I've worked in lots of guitar shops and done live sound engineering, all that kind of thing. So I understand that side of it. And we'll work with the customers to make sure that we give them a guitar that's right for what their requirements are. So it might not be what they thought they wanted initially, but when they get it, they're happy with what they've got.
Yeah, I find that such an interesting part of the process with any guitar company, because sometimes you'll find a guitar that you weren't looking for.
Yeah.
But it fits you better than what you thought you were looking for.
Absolutely.
And that would be a really interesting part of that, because you could make a suggestion to the customer based on their need. And that might open an entire new floodgate of, oh yeah, of course I need that. Why didn't I think of that? Cool. So are there any major differences build-wise with this guitar then compared to these, obviously, other than the shape?
So no, not really. It's a different piece of wood, obviously, and all the wood's different. We've got push-pull on these and then a three-way selector. So this one's got three-way selector, push-pull for coil splitting. This one has got the tone the other way around.
Right.
So the customer for this one wanted the tone roll off here because they play with the tone quite a lot. With the CTS pots here, we've got quite a lot of range. So you can almost use it like a wah if you hammer it really fast. Yeah,
they're very wide ranging CTS pots.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's just different types of kind of our take on classic shapes.
Okay. Are these the only two shapes you guys offer, or is there
At the moment, yes. We've got a few more shapes coming out soon. But yeah, at the moment, these are current ones in the range.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to show me these guitars.
Yeah, no problem.
If people watching want to find out more, where can they go?
So munsonguitars.com or at Munson Guitars anywhere on social media.
Cool. I will put some links to that down below in the description as well. You guys can go check that out. Big thanks to Mike for putting on the British Boutique Guitar Festival again, and for all the brands. Don't forget to also check out all the other channels' videos as well. There's going to be plenty of great content from the event, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.